Okay. So here we have the actress Epatha Merkerson.
Yes.
Award-winning actress.
Yes, true.
So great to have you, like a one-on-one interview where we can talk about your career and what you're working on now and,
Cool.
and everything like that.
Excellent.
First, I have to ask you if you saw the Pee Wee Herman, the new movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
But I'm gonna. It's on my queue to see. I can't wait to see it because I know it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
And what's some great people that came out of that, like Lawrence Fishburne,
Lawrence Fishburne, Jimmy Smits. People always
Oh,
forget
right.
Jimmy came in as the repairman. Phil Hartman. There were great people on the show.
Yeah, he pegged some talent. So
Yeah,
there you go.
absolutely.
So, well, let's get right into. You're from Michigan, right?
I'm from Detroit.
You're from Detroit, okay.
Mhm.
So, how does it feel to be back in the Midwest?
In the Midwest, I love it. There's just certain attitude of the people in the Midwest that's different from like LA and New York. So it's nice to be, especially here in Chicago. I'm really liking Chicago.
Did you always want to be an actress?
I started out in dance with some form of entertainment. I've always wanted to be a part of it, and just happened in college to start. I'd done it in high school, junior high school, but in college I really became serious about it, and so I have a Bachelor of Fine Art in theater.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
So Law and Order you appeared in like almost 400 episodes almost?
Something like that.
Crazy number.
Yeah, like 390 something maybe. I was on 17 seasons and the show ran 20, so yeah, it was definitely over 350.
Wow. So did you ever get tired? Do you get tired of doing these TV shows, or is it just
No,
kind of
you know why? Because each script is so different that you're dealing with some issue that you may not have known before. So, and I think that keeps it alive. And then you have different actors coming on as guests, so you get to work with a different kind of energy as well. So I love it. I love doing television. Television and theater are probably, I'd say theater and television if I'm going to go 1 to 2, are where I feel most comfortable.
So I wanted to ask you about how you feel about diversity and things have changed throughout your career on TV.
Yeah, I mean, it's important that we've seen it and that it's happening. Do I think there's room for more? Absolutely. But certainly since I've started, things have changed tremendously. But there's always room for improvement.
Yeah, I mean, LGBT characters have really
Absolutely,
evolved.
absolutely, totally evolved, and that was something when I started that you never saw.
Right.
So yeah, things are changing, but I think you would agree with me that there's always room for improvement.
Yeah, totally. Yes, completely. So now Chicago Med.
Yes.
So already going for a second season, you were saying.
I know we're picked up, which is great. So I'll be in Chicago another year.
Yay.
And yeah. So I'm looking forward to it.
Is it hard to do some of the jargon that's on the show, or?
Luckily I don't have to do a lot of that. That's for the younger brains.
Okay.
So, and they're amazing how they pick up the language of medicine. It's extraordinary how they pick it up so quickly. But I do believe that that's a young brain.
It's gonna be tricky. And then there's all this crossover with the shows. Are you getting to know? Are you gonna eventually know other cast
Yeah, I
members?
mean I've already done a PD. Of course, our pilot was inside the Chicago fire episode. So yeah, I think that's the idea. And now we're shooting Chicago Justice as well.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah,
Oh
so-
my gosh.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
It's so great for Chicago.
It really
to see
is.
this.
I mean, it's bringing a lot of work to Chicago, and that's what Dick Wolf did in New York as well. He brought a lot of work to the city when it was leaving the city. So I think it's great that this is our Midwestern stop. I think Hollywood Midwest is Chicago.
I love it. Oh, Hollywood Midwest. Okay. So, and talk about diabetes. How's it affected you?
Well, I've teamed up with Merck and the American Diabetes Association to encourage people with type 2 diabetes like me to know what their A1C is. And A1C is a simple test that's taken that allows your doctor to see how you're managing your diabetes over a 2 to 3 month period. As a diabetic, I take my blood sugar twice a day. but that tells me what is happening at that moment. What the A1C allows is for your doctor to come up with a treatment plan that is individualized, that will help you manage your diabetes. Because sometimes we only think of diabetes and type 2 diabetes as high blood sugar, but it can also mean low blood sugar too. So when you learn what your A1C is, it allows you to understand what you're dealing with, either high blood sugar levels or low blood sugar levels, and it allows your doctor to come up with that plan. And there are 30 million Americans that suffer with diabetes, and a third of those people are not at goal. So that's why it becomes very important to have this dialogue. And we have a wonderful website, americasdiabeteschallenge.com, that has information on symptoms and complications and how to ask questions. And we have a new part of the website called Share Your Story. And it's a great way for people to either leave a written narrative, a photograph of themselves, you know, because sometimes you can gain and lose weight when you're trying to deal with your diabetes, and it's great to be able to say, look, this is what I've done. And then you can also submit a video, and then after so many are collected, then we'll start responding to those things that we are finding that are common, that questions that people are asking. So it becomes very proactive, and you're being proactive in your health care.
Great, okay.
Yeah.
That's affected everyone. I mean, that's
Yeah,
my
it
mother,
has.
brother.
It has.
Yeah. So you're speaking at the Black Women's Expo coming up,
I
right?
am tonight. I will be there at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. And there's so much going on in terms of this conversation now, because even yesterday was World Health Day and the topic was diabetes. So it's really a time for us to have this conversation.
So you've won all these different awards. Okay, they're all, do you have one that meant the most to you, or was there a moment that, you know?
You know, it was all really special because I had no idea that I was heading in that direction. So each one of them had a special meaning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Returning to the theater, are you going to do some more theater? Do you have breaks?
Oh,
where you
I
can
would
do
love
that?
to. I would love to. I did something not last year in 2014, and I think it's important for me to go back on stage whenever I can. And it had been a long span between the two shows, so I was happy to get back.
Nice. Well, you know, we have a huge theater.
You have a
community here.
huge theater community here. I've worked at the Goodman years ago. I
Okay.
did the piano lesson there, and I've worked with Steppenwolf, but I worked with them in New York.
Okay.
But you know, it's great to see such a viable community for actors here in Chicago.
Well, I look forward to seeing more of you on the show and being around Chicago.
Yes,
I'm
and
trusting
thank
them.
you for this, and please tell all your viewers to check out our website, americasdiabeteschallenge.com.
Great.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.